Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome back to another video for The Flash Season 1. This is Episode 8. This is the incredibly great episode entitled Flash versus Arrow. So, hello, everyone. The absolute great crossover episode. I must say that this episode, I think it's been anticipated like since the season began. That the first I heard at the beginning, they said we're going to do a crossover episode. I was like, oh wow, this is going to be very awesome. This is going to be cool. And lo and behold, it was great, incredibly, incredibly great. And while I'm at it, the episode over on Arrow is going to be great as well. So, but this is the Flash. I'm going to talk about the Flash episode, and on Arrow, I'll talk about that one. But I have to say, we have another new villain, and the guy's name is Roy Bavolo, and they refer to him as two different characters in this episode. They refer to him as Prism, and then the Rainbow Raider. But I think that's two different separate characters actually in the universe of the comics. But I actually think this is actually the Rainbow Raider. I think this is actually who it is. But he's got like both abilities or something. But he has the ability to send people into uncontrollable rage, which is very, very unique. A very unique ability. I don't think they really went into how he actually got those abilities, like what he was doing, like when he was, I guess, hit by the particle accelerator or whatever. They never really say, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Maybe I missed it. I mean, I might have to go back and watch it again to actually find out why did he get those abilities? I mean, everybody's got like the ability, to control the weather or electricity or all these different abilities, but they were doing a certain thing at the time when they were hit by the particle accelerator. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but maybe I missed it. So if you guys know, let me know. But in this, while this was going on, who shows up? The Arrow from Starling City. The Arrow shows up and says, "Oh well, hey, I'm trying to catch Captain Boomerang. They have the boomerang, and the last one of the episodes. I don't know if it was the last episode or not, but it was one of the episodes on Arrow. We see Captain Boomerang at the end kills the dude. He ends up tracking him to Central City where the Flash is, and they basically end up working together in this episode. Very cool. And in the midst of working together, they end up the Flash ends up getting whammied. He ends up getting whammied by the Rainbow Raider, and it sends him into a uncontrollable rage. Is like I said, all this, and you see all this emotion that Barry has like inside anyway, like comes out. And we see the one scene where Eddie Thawne at the beginning finds out that Iris is basically like keeping in touch with the Flash, and he's like, whoa, why are you what are you doing? Who is this guy? I mean, how long have you been doing this? Jealousy. You can see that jealousy, Eddie Thawne, the jealousy coming out of the Flash. You don't like him. He's like, oh, I think this guy might be dangerous. And that basically confirmed everything that Eddie was saying, because, while the Flash was whammied, he ends up beating the crap out of Eddie Thawne, basically pulling up, racing up along the car, pulling him out, beating the crap out of this guy. And now Eddie Thawne's like, this guy's dangerous, and he's going to get a task force after Barry, so he's going to like go all like crazy on him and try to arrest him, bring him in, and unfortunately, while that was going on, Iris saw this like dangerous side of him, and now she's like kind of scared of him. So at the end, she was just like, I don't want to see you no more. I don't, like, well, okay, but he was under this influence of this other metahuman, so It wasn't really all his fault. But now it's just like, she's like, I don't want to see you no more. Goodbye. And it's just like, wow, okay. But you know, it may be for the best. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think she'll find out eventually, and it'll be all cool. But yeah, it was kind of kind of sad there for Barry. Not Iris is kind of hating on him now. So, but we have that drama there. But uh, and in that whole rage, when he was under the rage, we seen this awesome fight between the Flash and Arrow, and when that was going on, I was just like, man. I felt like the Flash could actually kill Arrow. That's the way I felt. I was like, he's gonna kill this guy. I mean, he's gonna kill him. I mean, at one point, the Flash was trying to get away. He had the Arrow go up onto the building, and he had like that rope or whatever where he can travel up to the building, and like the Flash was just like boom right up there, and then knocked him down, and then there was like this whole the punches that he does to him, like 500 punches. Just like I felt like he was just going, just like his body was going to explode. He was hitting him so many times. It's just like, how is he even alive? But yeah, I mean, and then he ends up getting him into a chokehold, and then and it's just like, whoa, yeah. For the most part, I felt like the Flash was just so super powered that he could have just like killed Arrow. I mean, that's the way I felt anyway. But the Arrow ends up getting him into a chokehold long enough to have him hit that rainbow strobe light on him, and brought him to his senses. So, very cool episode, guys. And then in the end, they catch the Rainbow Raider, but they didn't really say how they caught him. They were just like, oh well, we caught him, and he's in Star Labs now, and that's it. So, but I wish they would have showed like them catching him. That would have been cool, but they didn't. So, but yeah, guys, awesome episode. We see so much. Like I was saying, the rage that Barry showed him. He showed it to Joe. He showed it to his boss. And he was just all this emotion that came out, and it made him like a truly effective. He made his abilities more effective. Like he used them more effectively. If he could harness that, I think he would be like superhuman. I mean, it would just be incredible if he could harness those powers the way he did when he was angry. But yeah, guys, it's an amazing episode. I mean, I had so much fun with this episode. I hope they do more of these in the future. But we see that camaraderie with the Arrow and the Flash, and that they will be using more of them in the future because they are like a team in the comics anyway. So yeah, I can't wait to see more. Like they should do like one of these like every year or something, or maybe twice a year. That would be awesome. But should be interesting. I mean, next week is the actual final episode before the actual winter break, so we get one more episode, and then we'll be done half a season already. Next week it will be half a season. So, what a great first half to this show has been so far, and yeah, I can't wait to see more. I really can't. But before I go, I just remembered that in this episode we also got to see Arrow training the Flash, and it was really awesome to where he was like schooling him a little bit, and also he taught him to like case the area, be a little bit more of a detective, kind of like with Batman. Kind of like Arrow is kind of like the Batman of this of the way they're setting it up on TV. He's like the Batman. Arrow is Batman in this episode, in this show. I mean, he really is. And he's telling him to like case the area a little bit more, and be a little bit more of a detective. And I think we're going to see that more, because I think the Flash does do that, like where he speeds around as fast as he can, he cases the area, and a little bit more of a better detective, a better skilled detective. So I think that's cool that the Arrow was teaching him a little bit more about that, and be a little bit more aware of his surroundings. So that was cool to see that. And it was cool to see, the Arrow and the Flash together. It really was. And seeing Felicity and Diggle as well. I mean, that was awesome. And they worked so well together. We also seen in this episode, Dr. Wells didn't really trust. He didn't really trust Arrow, and he felt like he was like a bad influence. So did Joe. They felt like he was a bad influence. He was a killer, a murderer. They didn't want him to be around Barry. And but in the end, you see that Dr. Wells was like, he's like, I'll find out on my own. He wanted, bugging Felicity. Who is he? Well, he's like, I can't tell you. And he's like, well, I'll go find out. And he finds out. I guess he like went inside his like future machine and like found out who he was. But yeah. But in the end, Joe and Dr. Wells they warmed up to. They found out he was Oliver Queen. So now Dr. Wells and Joe and Cisco Caitlin, they all know that he's Oliver Queen. So, everybody's finding out. It's weird. Now I'll go crossover with a little bit to the Arrow show. It's just weird that everybody knows who Oliver Queen is now, except for on the Arrow show, Detective Lance. He's like the only one, or Captain Lance now. He's the only one that doesn't know who the Arrow really is. It's unreal. I mean, Joe on the Flash show knows who he is before Captain Lance does on the Arrow, actual Arrow show, which it's just weird. But that very interesting. How they'll play into that. But yeah, guys, awesome episode of The Flash. Next week will be the final one before the season break, the winter break. So awesome. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode, guys. And like and subscribe. Appreciate the support. Be back again next week for the final one before the winter break. And thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. I'm Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. See you later, guys.